Join us now as we have the rare opportunity to watch the world's foremost nature photographer at work. He's captured shots nobody else in his field has ever dreamed of, ranking him among the world's best photographers. But he must make use of all his wit and experience as he searches for perhaps the most elusive subject in the natural world. Never seen and never photographed. All we have are tantalizing hints of the rare Pink Panther. And that's why this man, with his innate understanding of nature, sharp wit, natural raw talent, and years of experience, is the only one capable of such a difficult and tedious task. Not to mention, he's a sharp dresser. And the search begins. Moving like an animal himself, he sneaks through the forest like one of its own. In order to capture this mysterious beast, our hero must always remain alert. Have an eye sharp as the eagle itself. Finding himself blending in with the terrain, this pioneer of nature photography is as careful as a predator, watching his every move. A pleasure to watch him work. Graceful, elegant, unpronounced, meticulous, unnoticed, free-flowing, fluid, enchanting, legendary. The hunt continues. Patience is the ultimate virtue for a top nature photographer. He has been 3 days waiting for some sign of the Pink Panther. Ever alert, always aware, he must be ready for action at any time. Constantly watchful, every muscle tensed for the moment of truth. One never knows when the shot of a lifetime will appear within camera range. The jungle, with its many species of wild animals and poisonous plants, is a very hazardous place. In a bold and potentially dangerous move, our man has decided to seek out the Pink Panther in his secret hidden lair. Here, he'll surprise the hunter where he least expects it. Everywhere, remains of prey taken and eaten by this ferocious hunter. No creature is safe from this cold-blooded predator, which has the surprising tendency to sometimes toy with his food. Despite our photographer's stealthy approach, the panther has sensed an intruder and slinks into the darkness. Carefully, he proceeds. His expertly trained eyes peeled for the paw print of the panther. At last, our hero has his precious pink prey practically procured. A true professional, this photographic genius is always in the right place at the right time. Positively? Perhaps? Could it be? Just when things are darkest, the dedicated nature photographer's determination pays off. At last, returning to civilization in triumph, the world's top nature photographer is welcomed by his magazine editor with cheers of admiration. Now, on to the next great challenge.
Warning! Warning!
Mount Forget About It. The world's last unconquered peak rises majestically above an unspoiled wilderness. Mountaineers have been trying to reach its summit for centuries, but scaling its icy face has proven to be a challenge. But still, it beckons, touching the hearts of courageous spirits like yourselves, eager adventurers, and thrill-hungry explorers. What do you say? Good. Let's get started. With just a few basic necessities, you'll be ready to overcome any obstacle Mount Forget About It can throw at you. The lighter an explorer's load, the easier the climbing will be. It's a good idea to have a dedicated partner with whom you can trade off duties, should the going get rough. You've reached base camp, a place to stop, take stock, and consider options for the journey ahead. While it may be true that a climber is only as good as his equipment, sometimes you actually have to use your head for more than just a hat rack. This is the time when your climbing buddy can truly be your best friend. The most basic tool in a mountaineer's kit is his coil of rope. Its usefulness in bringing the climber closer to his ultimate goal cannot be underestimated. The mountaineer's motto, "Never give up," has a special meaning to some who seem never to know when to quit. But try, and try again. No matter how impossible the odds seem, man and nature as one. What could be more inspiring or more ridiculous? But the tenacious climber will be rewarded when he comes face to face with sights that the less rugged can only imagine. You cannot buy this type of feeling, and why would you want to? Another crest, another test, and an unexpected guest. Nature has gifted its most agile creatures with the tools to easily conquer what would condemn others to certain doom. Only fools would attempt to follow in the footsteps of these remarkable climbers. Without perfect balance, razor-sharp focus, and a finely tuned knowledge to expect the unexpected, it's sometimes best to look for smarter, safer options. Extreme cold fronts can move in without warning, dropping to sub-zero temperatures at a moment's notice. But a breath of that biting mountain air can provide an experience that cannot be matched anywhere on the planet. What causes these sudden shifts in climate and high elevation? Even the experts are baffled. Driving rain, raging blizzards. To attempt to understand it would be to attempt to unravel the very mystery of nature itself. Okay, where were we? Sometimes it's best to leave the big questions to the bigger minds and simply take cover in the safe havens nature has provided. At last, thanks to perseverance, patience, and a dash of dumb luck, you've made it! Well, almost. Good work, adventurers! Your world will never be the same. Each day that passes will leave you longing for another perilous adventure, because every explorer brings back with him a little something from the natural world that will stay with him forever.